I am so lucky to be able to teach yoga to hundreds and hundreds of people, and today I'm going to show you 2 common mistakes that I see people making and exactly how to correct them to avoid knee pain in your yoga practice. Are you excited? Then you know what to do. Hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the bell so that you get notified whenever I post something new. The first most common mistake that I see people making that can lead to knee pain is that when they're practicing Padmasana, Lotus Pose position, or any other variation of that pose, they don't close the knee joint before moving in and out of the posture. So if you haven't watched this video, then make sure you watch that, because I talk in a lot more detail about how this can cause pain in the yoga practice, in Padmasana position in particular. And so if that is what you're doing, if you're coming into Lotus with your knee joint open, then that could be the source of your knee pain. So what I want you to do instead, when you're coming into Lotus, is to really bring the calf and the thigh muscle together. That way you know that when you're moving the hip and the thigh, these 2 points are connected and this knee joint is not open, because if you open it, it's going to be vulnerable to twist. And that is often what causes knee pain coming into this posture. So to correct that mistake, keep the calf and the thigh together as you come into the pose and out of the pose. And the left leg, the second leg that you bring into Lotus, is often the one where people will get that knee pain, because if you imagine, you come in really well with this right leg, you keep the knee joint closed, and then this foot is in the way when you're trying to bring the other foot into Lotus. So to get into it, you're tempted to just open the knee joint and wrench the heel up here, and that movement is going to happen in the knee joint. So instead, check out that video, make sure you watch the technique in full, but just to give you a quick demonstration, instead you would close the knee joint still, and then you would take the knee in that direction, little subtle movement, and then bring the foot across. So it goes out to the side, up and across. And then to come out, you would do exactly the same thing. You wouldn't just flick the legs out. You would take the knee wide, place the foot on the floor, take the knee wide, and place the foot on the floor. So if you follow those steps, then knee pain from twisting in Lotus Pose is not going to be a problem for you. The second most common mistake that I see people making that can often lead to knee pain is that when they're doing a standing posture, instead of activating the legs by lifting the kneecaps up, aka really activating and engaging the thigh muscles, people are straightening their legs by pushing out through the back of the knee. Let me show you what that looks like. Let's imagine that we were in position with the legs for Parivrita Trikonasana. So the left leg is forward and the leg is at an angle. So when we say straighten the legs, what we don't want to do is just push out through the back of the knee. That is going to create pressure at the back of the knee and can cause pain. Instead, you want to think about lifting the kneecap upwards by contracting this muscle here. So can you imagine this muscle is an elastic band? If I tighten that muscle, it's going to lift the kneecap up and it's going to strengthen the whole chain through the legs. So you can even keep a micro bend in this knee, just a tiny little bend, to avoid that pressing back through the knee. And then you can focus more on engaging the quadricep muscle. If you can't quite get the action to begin with, just imagine that it's happening, and the muscle will start to, you can even tap it, and the muscle will start to switch on. Let's have a look at a second posture, Prasarita Padottanasana, which is our wide-legged forward fold. So here we have the feet wide and the legs out at an angle. And again, what you want to think of is to draw the kneecaps up towards the hips by tapping and engaging this muscle. Over time, your body will start to learn how to do it, but tapping a muscle can sometimes encourage the connection to happen. Let's have a look at what that looks like from the side. So instead of overextending the knee joint, I don't even like demonstrating that, it feels so horrible. Instead of pushing out through the back of the knee, you want to think of, which if you push out through the back of the knee, you're overextending. You're extending beyond the angle that your knee is supposed to go to. So instead, kneecaps lift. These muscles are rock solid. So my kneecaps lift up. So if you think that you were making these mistakes in your yoga practice and you were experiencing knee pain, then make sure that you try these corrections. Let me know how it goes, and hopefully you'll see an improvement if you follow these instructions. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, anything else about your yoga practice, just leave me a comment below. I love to hear from you. Remember, think of me as your private YouTube yoga instructor. I am here for you, any questions that you have. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you found it useful, and subscribe to my channel. Click the bell and you'll get a notification when I post a new video. See you soon.